It is our Thanksgiving special. What's up, everybody? I'm Manhattan Scene Snob. Welcome to the Scene Snobs podcast, and this is our Happy Thanksgiving special. I'm glad you guys can join us. Hopefully, you'll join in the comments. That's what this show is all about. It's kind of get involved. We're going to do questions. We're going to do topics and a bunch of other fun, really fun stuff. I am right now on my own. My partner in crime, Casey, has had to attend to something, and hopefully he'll be on with us in just a little while. But this is not the first time I've done this alone, and I'm sure it won't be the last, but I'm here. I do miss him. Casey, are you there? Are you there? If you guys are listening, sound off in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. But today we're going to talk about a lot of really fun stuff. We have some great topics lined up for you. But for now, I'm going to put on some Thanksgiving commercials, and I'll be jumping in and out because we are still prepping some stuff for us to get ready. But again, if you're in the comments, I'll jump right on there with you, and then we can comment along. But these are the Thanksgiving commercials now that I've been kind of going along with.
Two adorable mice from Walt Disney's classic movie Cinderella.
I remember these things. Cinderella. I remember when they did the mice. I had
ornaments and cuddly play
child.
You can get either Gus or Jack with a
So, how is everybody's Thanksgiving so far, ladies? Have you been having a good one? Sound off. Come on. Let me hear you in the comments. That's what this whole thing is about. This whole thing is about being there with friends through the holiday. And that's why we're here. We're going to be here for 4 hours, everybody. 4 hours. We're ready to rock and roll.
On this Brother Electric typewriter with case.
Oh, we got a typewriter. I haven't seen one of those. $99 for a typewriter. Nobody beats the Liz. Nobody beats the Liz. There he is, Fred Carroll. Happy dysfunctional Thanksgiving. I know plenty of those, but today was a pretty good one. Today we just, I'll tell you, my Thanksgiving today was probably one of the best I've ever had. And the reason being is because it kept it simple. Just very simple, very quaint. Just us, a good home-cooked meal. It was just wonderful. That's the way I kind of dig it. That's the way I like it. The big Thanksgivings, I'm not so much for that. I think Thanksgiving's good for relaxing. Christmas, I'm more for like everyone wanting everyone to be together. I think that's a lot more fun. Fred is an author. He has some books out there. So anybody watching, if our buddy Fred is out there, you can go pick up some of his books now. Fred Carroll. He wrote all day. Did you write a screenplay or did you write more novels? What you got for me? So, again, everybody, if you're just joining, I am the Scene Snob, the Manhattan, and I'm here to talk about our Thanksgiving special. If you guys don't know, we do this every year. And it's kind of an overnight thing. It's for the lonely. Anybody who doesn't have much going on, maybe you have to work, maybe you're just kind of hanging out, maybe you didn't go anywhere, but we're here for you. We're going to be talking about a bunch of comments. So we're going to be talking about a bunch of topics that we have planned out. My partner in crime will be here in just a little while. There'll be some fun stuff. I'm going to throw some questions out to you guys. So once I know you guys are out there and you guys are answering along or you're jumping on with us, I'll start throwing out some questions for you guys. What you got for me, Fred? I am writing a new series called The Dark Dream Academy of Recognition and Knowledge. I like that. I like that a lot. That's a cool title. So this is going to be a series, as you said. So nice. So you got your characters all in a row. I like it. So, Fred, I hope you're having a great Thanksgiving. Writing all day, that's an accomplishment, man. You should be proud of yourself. That's really awesome. So, what did everybody else get into for Thanksgiving? What are you guys having for dinner? You guys have turkey sandwiches? I've not had my turkey sandwich yet. I stopped to do this. I had some pumpkin pie, and then I just rested for a little while. It has gone well, thank you. I'm glad it's going well, man. That's a really cool title. I'm anxious to read it. Is it for young adults? Is it a young adults novel, or is it for older? Well, where does it fall in the spectrum? I'm interested to know that. I think that's a really, when it comes to series and books, like there's such a fine line. Where do you change that age where you're like really into adult novels and marry into novels or series or anything else that are maybe more mature from that? And now I'm not saying more mature in an explicit way or anything like that, but like just mature from a young adult. What age do we really think that sort of changes over? I'm interested to know that. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. George G3 is here. Hey, George, what's going on, buddy? Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for joining us. Fred says, I think it will go dark, but I allow the story to set the genre. Okay. All right. I'm interested. I love to see where it goes. Keep us posted on that one because I'm definitely interested in that. So what you guys, again, anybody who's joining in and doesn't know, this is our Thanksgiving special. Every year we do a Thanksgiving special live stream where we just sit, we talk. Last year we did 8 hours. And the year before that, we did 8 hours too. This year, we're doing 4. And the reason for that is because I got some great advice from somebody last year who was watching the show. And he just goes, listen, at 6, 7, in the morning, people are either working, sleeping, shopping. There's no in between. They're not listening. So I was like, okay, well, maybe we'll go to 2. I feel like that's a good, anybody who wants to prep, like to get ready for work or suck at work or something like that, and maybe they can listen to something. If you are working tonight, and say you're working at an electronics store. All right, I've been there. I've done that. PC Richard and stuff. So say you're doing that. Go to the TV section. Go on the YouTube app. And put your Buddies to Scene Snobs on. Show everybody. Give us some free publicity. We really appreciate you. We will definitely give you a shout out for that one. We love you guys. So what are you guys up to tonight? What did you guys have to eat? What did you guys do? Is there any traditions, whether you're alone or you're with somebody, that you need to do on Thanksgiving? I need to watch the parade every year. That is a big deal for me. I watch the parade every year. I watched it this year, and I was really enjoying it. 4 a.m. is the new start time for the shoppers, and they should pull this up on the TV. All right. I appreciate that, George. Give us the plug, man. I would love to see this get pulled up on the TVs at an electronics store. I might even go out for Black Friday if that was happening. I never go out for Black Friday. After you've worked retail on Black Friday and then you no longer do that, you do not go out on Black Friday because I respect retail employees. I will buy from stores. I will take care of people. I love small businesses, stuff like that. So Saturday, I will probably be going out to the small businesses for sure. Not even probably. I would definitely be going out to the small businesses, pick up some Christmas gifts, support some businesses. It would be a lot of fun. I wore every jersey of each football team that lost so far today. So you have a Lions? Why do you have a Lions jersey? Why would you do that? Why would you subject yourself to a Lions jersey, sir? Don't you dare do that to yourself. Have some respect, man. No, I'm kidding, but that's awesome. Paul Dunn just finished 8-Bit Christmas. I start the day with the parade. Just bounced all around the parents and in-laws' houses. Paul, thank you for joining us. I'm really glad you said that because there's a few things I did want to talk about. One, I start the day off with the parade too. I woke up nice and early. Woke up my son at around 8 o'clock. I was like, come on, bud. I took him out. We went, we got some coffee. We got a couple of donuts, just kind of give him a little treat for the day. Came home, hung out, just stayed in pajamas, watched the parade, until my wife came down. I let her sleep in a little bit longer because she's been decorating cookies like a mad woman. And it's been delightful. You guys head over to Kimball's Cookies, our sponsor. It's my wife who runs the business, but she does such an amazing job. And, she has some great designs that are going to be coming out for Christmas. And some really fun pieces too. I didn't know you could do that with cookies. So we did that. She woke up. We started dinner, peeling the potatoes and everything. And it was just the 3 of us. Tommy, unfortunately, wasn't here. He's with his dad. We miss him. Love you, Tommy. Happy Thanksgiving. I wish you were here, but we understand you're having a great time with your dad, and that's awesome. So we hung out. We did that. We got the dinner together. Watched the parade. It's always a huge thing for me. I love the parade. I've been watching ever since I was a little kid. My grandmother used to watch it every year with us. It was just a lot of fun. So, the parade is a great way to start off the day. I'm glad you bounced around your parents and the in-laws, Paul. That's awesome. That's as far as I think I'm willing to go anymore. Like, I don't want to have a big Thanksgiving. Like I said, I'm not a big, let's get together and have everybody over for Thanksgiving. If it happened, great. I would love it. But I do like the quaint Thanksgivings. I like the big get-together Christmases. That really hits me in the heart. I love, a really good Christmas party where everybody can get together. I have so many friends here through the Scene Snobs and more. I wish we could all do, this big Scene Snobs Christmas party where we could all get together and have a good time. But we're all in different states. But I do appreciate you guys. 8-Bit Christmas. I have not put out my official review of it. I watched it last night, and I will tell you right now, it is the best Christmas movie this year, by far. I did not expect where that movie was going. It is great, and I think everybody should watch it, and I will explain why as further when my review comes out this weekend. And also another really good one that I watched last night. It's brand new. It's called Black Friday with Bruce Campbell, Michael Jai White, Devin Sawa, which is amazing. All in it, and I loved it. Both those movies are really good. There's a few others that I have to do reviews for too, and I'll get into. All right, George C3 says, it's a DeAndre Swift, the only good player. It's still a Lions jersey, man. A Lions jersey, it's still unwinnable. All right, what we got? And I'm finishing my Turkey Day with watching the Seeing Snobs Thanksgiving special. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. And Paul Dunn says, I watched Black Friday 2 last night. Well, I'd love to hear what you think, man. I really enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. Like I said, I'll get more in depth with it and what they did in my review, but sound off. I'd love to hear what you thought for sure. So, just been kind of hanging out. Like I said, my partner Casey got called into work. He's, he's handling the business. He's doing his job. He's killing it. I know it. And I appreciate him for it, but I will hold down the fort until he can get here. Hopefully, if not, you might just be stuck with me for 4 hours, but that's your problem. So thanks again for everybody joining in. Like I said, this is a Thanksgiving special. This is for everybody who may not be doing anything, maybe just kind of want something. I get it. I get what it's like to be alone during the holidays. I've been there. And it sucks. It really does, because everybody wants to be with somebody. And COVID was a big one last year. We did that the 8 hours. The year before that, I think we did 6 hours. And that was a Facebook Live exclusive. But that was, it's just to try and keep people entertained and kind of, you got a friend. You got the friend in the Scene Snobs. We're here for you. We want to talk to you. We want to know all about what you guys think. I'm saving the good topics for tonight for when Casey is here. And I'll know more or less when we get there. Yes, my hair is wet. I took a shower like right before. In fact, I'm going to leave the hat off. Don't mind me. I'm going to let the fan hit it and let it dry a little bit. Get my hair all over the place. So, going forward, it's Thanksgiving. I want to hear in the comments, what was your favorite, not meal, but the favorite thing you ate today? On that plate, what was your favorite thing that you ate today? And maybe it wasn't in Thanksgiving dinner. Maybe it was something else. So let me know. What was your favorite thing you ate today? So, you know what? All right, so we get our turkey from the Honey Baked Ham store. I love their turkeys. I love their ham as well. So I went right with it. That's the only thing we get. Everything else we make. Oh, and cranberry sauce. So I like cranberry sauce out of the can. I know a lot of people don't like that. I know a lot of Southerners hate that. I'm from New Jersey. My father was an amazing cook. He couldn't cook any Italian dish. He'd cook anything, really. He was an amazing cook. But when it came to Thanksgiving dinner, I was never a huge fan of his Thanksgivings. I didn't like what he put together, except the cranberry sauce. It's the only thing I took away from it. I liked it. He did it in the can. He didn't know how to make it, so he did it from the can. And I ate that. Everything else just wasn't for me. So I like flavors from different places. I've lived in a lot of places. I lived down in Florida, lived in New York, lived in New Jersey, lived out in California, lived in Virginia, kind of all over the place. And beyond that, I've spent Thanksgivings and Christmases and things like that further. That spans out even more with friends in other different states, stuff like that. So I am, I've kind of pieced together the things I like from all these different places. And the one thing I still keep from Thanksgiving in New Jersey's are the canned cranberry sauce. I know it's like a huge no-no. I know people hate that. I know any self-respecting Southerner would probably hit me over the head. And not just Southerner, like all over the place. There's a lot of people who would probably hit me over the head with that. But I have to do it. It's just the thing I like. Even my wife was like, I can make cranberry sauce if you want it. And I'm like, no, I like the cans. And my son tried it for the first time today. He's 5 years old. He tries a piece and he's just like, That's the exact reaction. He just throws down the thumb. He's like, nope, I'm out. I can't do it. Yeah, so for me, I have to hold on to that. And I can't wait till Casey comes back on, but I'm going to throw this question out here. Not just what was your favorite food today. What's the best Thanksgiving food you've ever had? And I'm talking about just the food. I don't want to have the plate. I don't want to know what was on the plate. I want to know the best Thanksgiving food that you've ever had. And I'll start this one off. So like I said, I lived all over the place a lot. And I've had different turkeys made different ways, roasted, although, oven baked, basted, there's so many different ways. I've had grilled turkey. So it's the best I've ever had is a deep fried turkey. Now we were at a buddy's house. He had a deep fryer. Never did anything about it. This is down here in Virginia in the South. Never heard that you deep fried turkey before. Never thought to. Never really came up before. So for me, it was like, you're deep frying a turkey. Like, how is this going to end up? What's going to happen here? And let me tell you, in the end, he injected it with like a habanero sauce that he made. That is the best damn Thanksgiving food I've ever had. Second to that is, and you can give me your second list. You can give me a list, whatever you guys want. But I want to hear your best for sure. Is a green bean casserole. Now, green beans are nothing I really enjoyed growing up, but I love a good green bean casserole if you can make it. And I'll give it to my mother-in-law on this one. She makes an excellent green bean casserole. So that's another one that I really like, one of my favorites for sure. Let's see what you guys got for me. So George C3 says, we invited Acres over for our Thanksgiving. He had no place to go for the mid part of the day. It's all about making sure friends aren't stuck being solo. I couldn't agree more. That's why we do this show. I could not agree with you more. I don't want anybody to feel like they're stuck solo. When we lived in Los Angeles, Friendsgiving's a big thing because nobody's from Los Angeles, really. We were all worked in the film industry. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. You have to excuse me on that. Talking too much. Now I'm yawning. So we would go through and friends, when you work in the film industry, we're all going home for Christmas. That's a given. But we're probably working like the Monday, in some cases that weekend right after Thanksgiving when you're doing a shoot or something, and you're working all the way up until like that Wednesday. In most cases. So then everything shuts down for Thanksgiving. So you do a Friendsgiving when you're out there. And I remember at our old apartment, one of my best friends in the world, his wife, two fantastic people. I will not put out their names on here now unless they said it was okay, but we all lived together out in Los Angeles, and we opened up Thanksgiving to anyone who didn't have a place to go. And whoever else just wanted to come over, but it was just come over, bring a dish. A lot of it we were like, bring a dish from like where you're local from. We're going to have the turkey. We're going to have like the regular fixings. Just bring something or a dessert or something. And everybody would come over, we'd watch football, we'd have a great time, we'd play movie games, stuff like that, just talk movies. It was brilliant. It was wonderful. But Friendsgivings were always a lot of fun. Let's see, where we go. Oh, I know. I said I get it, Paul. I said I get it. But I like it. So I'm not saying everybody should like it. This is not an argument I'm willing to die on. Be like, canned cranberry sauce is the best. No. It's just me. It sticks with me. Paul Dunn says, my mom always gets me my own can, and it's my absolute favorite. Oh, so you do like canned cranberry sauce. All right. That face looked like it was a worried face. All right. My friend Sean makes a German tomato soup for lunch before our turkey dinner. It's awesome. I dig that. I don't think I've ever had a German tomato soup. I don't know what's different there. If you can shoot it off in the comments, let me know what you think. Paul says, no, I love cranberry sauce. I thought you would judge me for loving it. No, I'm with you. I love it too. We're the odd ones. Good evening, Nick. Kathleen, thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Scene Snobs Thanksgiving special. You aren't even 20 minutes in. No yawning yet. I'm not tired. This isn't a tired yawn. This is unfortunately, I'm on my own for right now because Casey is involved in something. But I just talked for 20 minutes straight, so I'm yawning. But I'm there, man. I'm with you guys. I am not tired. I got a little nap after dinner today. It was nice. Hung out. Drank a coffee right before the show. I even laid down right before the show and I just decompressed to watch some TikTok. Oh, man, did I enjoy that. Just hung out in bed, watched TikTok, put Jack to bed, and then took a quick shower and ran down here. Turkey naps are the best. Yes, Kathleen, they are. I'll tell you this. So who's a supporter of the nap after the turkey? I know, trick the fan, the whole thing, going to sleep. What I'm saying is some people aren't. Some people want to hang out and they want to do stuff, or you have a lot of people over. Who is like, I don't care who's over, I got to take a nap. I want to hear that one. That's also why I like a quaint, Thanksgiving. Like, I can get to go take a nap. George 3 says, German tomato soup with special seasonings and chunks of hamburger and sausage. We eat it with breadcrumbs. I want to try that. If that's not a secret recipe, I'd love to hear it if you can send it to me, because I might try making that. That sounds really good. And John Wass, what's up, buddy? Thanks for joining, man. Kathleen. Coffee is life. I was going to say Kathleen is what life, your life. And I don't blame you, sir. She's a lot of fun. I watch her every week, and she makes me laugh. My favorite dish is a broccoli and cheese casserole a friends from the circus made for us Friendsgiving. You have friends from the circus? You're so much cooler than I am, and I do not mean that facetiously in any way. Turkey and the Lions losing. Perfect. That's fair. George Street 3 would agree with you because he owns, I don't know why, he owns a Lions jersey. I didn't think anybody owned a Lions jersey unless you were like born in the Lions Stadium for some reason. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I'm a Giants fan, so I'm not really trying to completely scold the Lions or anything like that. But Kathleen, that's hilarious. Yeah, you got to take it's a perfect nap combo. I'll tell you, I didn't watch much football today. I watched the parade. I got done with the parade, and we were kind of cooking, and we're doing that, and like I'm helping my wife get some stuff ready. And then after that was done, Jack and I played a game, and we just kind of hung out. Like I didn't really get into any football or TV today. I own 103 jerseys, almost one from each team. Who do you own from the Giants? That's what I want to hear. That's ridiculous stuff. Has anybody seen I don't know who's interested in hockey here, because the Canadians put out the new, and I'm going to look for it, but if you guys haven't seen it, since the Winter Olympics are coming up, the Canadians put out their new hockey uniforms. And I got to tell you, Canadian hockey uniforms, typing this in now. So if you're listening to this at a later time and not watching it, or even if you're listening to it right now, just through YouTube, you go look this up on your own time. I am going to pull this up because I want to show everybody, because I really dig where they're going with this for this year. I really liked the whole vibe and look that they're doing. I think it looks very cool. All right, so let me pull this up. Stop screen, share screen. Everybody, we scream for ice cream. I don't know. I'm tired. Leave me alone, people. Not really. But. So I dig this. I look at these. All right, so of course I'm cheering for the USA. I'm from the USA. I love it. But our brothers up in Canada have come up with some really nice uniforms. I really dig the red. And the black is cool. I like the white because the white looks classic. And I always dig that look. I almost kind of wish they had the laces up at the neck. But that's just me. I'm a hockey fan, so you guys tell me what you think. Okay, let's see. What was some of you guys saying here? We recently had a mashed potato recipe that includes mayonnaise. I need to try it soon. Let me know what you think of that, John. That sounds really interesting. I really like that, actually. All right. Kathleen says, we introduced our daughter Wizard of Oz tonight. That's great. I love that. I wanted to introduce Jack to it today, but it didn't know, like with the show coming up at 10, I had to prep for some stuff. So I couldn't sit and watch it with them. And it was going to be on a little too late anyway. I think it started at 7:45 on TBS. Plus, I don't want to watch it on TV anyway. I want to watch it, uncut. But that is a good question. I will ask that in just a second. So I'm glad she loved it. I hope my son loves it because I always loved the Wizard of Oz growing up. You love hockey. Hockey, totally my favorite sport. Let me know what you thought of those Canadian. Those are beautiful. Yeah, I think so too. I think they're doing an amazing job with them. I'm from Michigan, so hockey is also yeah, I don't doubt that. Eli Manning Super Bowl edition in white. Nice. Good choice. I have a blue Eli. But yeah, that's a good one. Whew. Yawning again. So anybody listening, welcome to that Yelp. Okay, we streamed it because we pausability. Because of pausability. Yeah, that's smart. That's really smart. Like you can't make the kids are going to motor scooter when they want a motor scooter. That's just the way it is. So let me ask you this then. So we were kind of talking about, Wizard of Oz, and I was saying like I will watch it on TV because I am not nostalgic, I would say, but like maybe kind of old school in that way. Or I don't even know if this is old school. This might be weird, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. I like watching movies on TV. I like the commercial breaks. Get up and go get a drink or go to the bathroom or do something. Not everything. And I do love like watching Blu-rays or like watching streaming, things like that. But there are certain movies that I like to watch on TV. Every year I like to watch It's a Wonderful Life on TV when they show it on NBC. Always means a lot to me to watch it then. And it's sort of become a tradition to do that. So what are some movies that you guys like to watch on TV? Or if you don't, or maybe if you do, I don't know. Maybe you like to watch all your movies on TV. Let me know. So stuff like that. I know some people have joined us. Again, I want to hear some more dishes. Like, what's some of your favorite things? I've heard some really good ones. But anybody else who didn't sound off, I'd love to hear you back. I missed the race back to my seat when the commercials were ending. Me too. But here's the other thing about that. I like around Christmas time watching the commercials. I like the Christmas-themed commercials. I always liked when every holiday, especially like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, would do themed commercials. But every holiday did them for a long time. And they don't really do them anymore. You don't see, like, and when I say this, anybody who's listening who's younger, they went all out. There is, like, legit Halloween commercials that were, everything. It's like so much money, production value went into them. And they were strictly for Halloween. Like, they were not going to play in November. So they really amped it up for Halloween. They don't really do that anymore. They don't do specials anymore, things like that. Like, it's just kind of crazy. So, but Christmas is still like that. They still do it. They still play up the whimsy and the magic of it all. And I don't know. I like watching that during the year. It's nostalgia for me, trying to get everything done in the commercial break. I do. Yeah, I like it. Or I watch a good commercial or something. The Goonies, Meet Joe Black, Aliens for stuff to watch on TV. I dig it. I dig that a lot. Those are good choices. I am the total opposite. I cannot stand Christmas commercials or music. Oh, Kathleen, just open your heart to the whimsy and magic of it all. You know what you need? You need to go to New York City in December. You need a trip to New York City during Christmas time. If that doesn't pump your heart full of every ounce of beauty of Christmas and magic and wonderfulness of Christmas, then there's nothing will. You will have a dead heart, Kathleen, and that I cannot help you with that. I'm sorry. John, get this woman to New York City ASAP. I know you guys live in Michigan. I know it's already snowing 17 feet there, but get on a plane and get to New York stat. That's the only way we're going to fix this situation. Or listen to the Christmas song 732 times in a row. That's the only other way you can do it. So kind of keeping up with things and like how it's, with Christmas, like for me, Christmas starts as soon as at the parade you see Santa roll in at the end of the parade. We had the tree up a few days before because we shot a commercial for Kimball's Cookies and we needed the tree in the background, but yeah, we haven't put up any other decorations other than whatever were for show. So John says, she says that, but Elf is one of her favorite movies. Yeah, but Elf is like one of the best movies. You can watch it anytime. So also, here's another question for my movie fans out there. And I don't think I've heard this from you. And I usually ask it around this time every year, so I'll start it now. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie or is it not a Christmas movie? And I want to hear arguments. I don't want to hear no, yes, no, yeah. I want to hear why you think it is or it isn't. Elf is my exception. Come on, Kathleen. What other Christmas movies do you love? What have you not seen? Tell me. I need to know this bit of information to keep it going. See, I'm not accepting this answer. You said yes, it is. So to me, that means that Kathleen is saying, yes, it is okay for 8-year-olds to smoke. That's what that means. Unless you give me an answer, I'm going to say that you want 8-year-olds to smoke. So that's really what that comes down to. Off-topic question. Will you all be doing Black Friday specials on the Scene Snobs merch? No, because I didn't plan for it. But if I can, I'll try. I'll have to look into it. I really have not looked into it. So my apologies, sir. But hit me up in the messages, and I'll see what I can do. I didn't really give it. We don't really sell it, so I didn't really give it much thought. But if they are, I'm happy to for sure. Yes, the word Christmas is mentioned 7 times in the movie. It's probably fair. There's probably plenty of. It's a Wonderful Life is probably the quintessential Christmas movie, and Christmas is barely in that movie, so fair enough. It is, even though I never watched it. Oh my God, I'm yawning again, but I'm yawning because Kathleen is saying that she's never watched Die Hard, and that's why she wants 8-year-olds to smoke. I don't understand. Why do you want these children to be smoking out there in the world? No smoking. Let's get it all out. No. How have you not watched Die Hard? I would say stop watching me and go watch Die Hard, but I don't want you to. I want you to hang out with me. And Paul Dunn says, that's fair. No worries at all. No, Paul, I can't do it right now. I will look, and I will absolutely set that up as I can. And it probably won't be a Black Friday. Because I'll probably set it up and then forgot I set it up. So it will just be a sale from that point on. And if it will make people buy the merch, sure, absolutely. I don't care. Keep it on sale. I'm not held to circumstance, but I will look into it. Probably not tonight, but I will tomorrow, I promise. Just send me a message to remember. I do not know this woman. John Wass does not know Kathleen Wass. No relation. Johnson, no relation. And Kathleen does not get that reference at all. And I love it. I've never seen The Fifth Element either. All right. So here's my yes. Should you watch The Fifth Element? Yes. Especially considering you host a show called Funny Science Fiction Podcast. I would probably say, and I am saying this as facetiously as possible, you should watch The Fifth Element because it is a comedic sci-fi movie. So get on it, but Die Hard all the way first. Die Hard, and I'm not even looking at it from a Christmas standpoint. If you don't think it's a Christmas movie, that's fine. It's still one of the best action movies of all time. And I would have made that argument that it was the best up until about John Wick 1, because that was just amazing. Now, and of course, Marvel is killing it on the action front. But if you're going to watch Die Hard as a Christmas movie to try it for your first time, watch Lethal Weapon 1 if you haven't. That's a great one, too. George 3 says, wow. And The Fifth Element isn't much, but Die Hard, wow. No, don't say that about The Fifth Element. Fifth Element's good. It's just not the same. Die Hard is a wildly better movie, but Fifth Element is a good movie and is highly entertaining. Kathleen, do you just not like Bruce Willis from John? I love it. But I can go through Pirates of the Caribbean line for line. Pirates of the Caribbean is amazing. I love all the first 3 movies. In fact, I'm just going to go and say it. I love all of the 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies. That is all. And Die Hard has some great one-liners. It truly does. It has some of the most famous. Kathleen, I can't think of any Bruce Willis movies I've actually seen, so maybe no, I don't. Have you ever seen Sixth Sense? Because if not, I got something to ruin for you. I don't think I've ever met someone before who hasn't seen Die Hard and or Fifth Element. Surprising, but I would love to hear what she thinks about them as an adult watching them for the first time. Me too. Now, I don't know if I've ever shared this the first time I ever actually watched Die Hard, not all the way through. I have shared this before on the show, so I'm going to share it with you guys now. All right. So when I was growing up, we grew up in this apartment, and there was like 6 of us in this apartment because I have 2 older brothers, younger sister, and my parents. Now, Friday nights, my dad got a VCR when we were kids, and was always taping stuff, things like that, movies off TV shows. But they would go and rent movies every Friday night. They would rent a family film for us to watch, and we'd watch it. And then we would watch it. They would just go hang out. They were not watching what we were watching. And then they would rent something for them. And it's generally whatever the new adult movie was. And when I say adult movie, I don't mean pornos. I mean, like, whatever new release was out that week that was not for kids. Like, we had to go away. So, my oldest brother is like 6 years older than me. And my middle brother is 3 years older than me. And my sister's 2 years younger. So they sent us in the room. We're not all going to go to bed because my older brother's way too old for that. But, like, we just kind of hang out and do whatever. And there's a TV in one of the rooms. So it was fine. So, but imagine this 2-bedroom apartment. And it was, on one side, it was the living room. And then you had the dining room with a long table. Not super long, like long enough for 6 people to sit at. And then down the hall was like the 2 bedrooms and the kitchen. So it was like a train apartment. So they rented a movie called Die Hard. And they're going to sit. And they're sitting out in the living room watching it on the couch. And my brothers, and not my sister so much, but my brothers were like, go check out the movie and see what they're watching. So the way this worked was I crawled out from the hallway behind the table. So, like, when you go in the room, like, the table is, like, off to the right. And then, like, you could walk into the living room. So I crawled behind the table, which had, like, in the dining room had, like, a little wall, like, little separation that kind of blocked the couch eye line from the table a little bit, from half the table. So I crawled on that side of it. I crawl under the table, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm, like, poking out. I'm, like, looking at the movie. And I shit you not, I've told this story plenty of times. It's the scene where John McClane is under the table watching as Takagi, I think it was his name, or Takachi. No, it's Takagi. Was in the room with Hans. Was in the room with Hans, and he was trying to get the codes. And then he just, like, shoots him, and then, like, John, like, makes a noise out of, like, fright. And, like, they hear him and they chase him. So there I am. I'm a kid. This is 1988 the movie came out, so you figure it's on video release. It's probably 1989. I was born in 82. You do the math. I've never seen somebody get shot in the head before. So for me, that was a big deal. And I see it, and I jump to, and I hit the table, and they heard me, and all my dad goes, go to bed! And I hightail it into the other room. So it was a funny memory of watching Die Hard for the first time for, like, even a few minutes. But that is my story for that. Wait, I found a Bruce Willis movie I've seen. Over the Hedge is one of my favorite animated movies of all time. Criminally underrated. Truly a fantastic movie. I love it. So, going through all that story I just told, everything we're saying here, Kathleen, you need to get on it. You need to watch Die Hard and report back, because I really want to hear about it. Come on a show and talk about it. We will get there. Okay, so here we go. Oh, and Look Who's Talking. I've seen 2 of his movies. Have you seen Look Who's Talking 2? Because then you've seen 3. And then I guess there is a Look Who's Talking 3, but by that time he was all grown up, so it wasn't Bruce Willis anymore. So when it comes to movies like that, like, what are some shocking movies, like, you haven't seen, but you do, like, you probably should, like, everybody's really a fan of this movie, but you haven't seen it. Maybe you don't want to bring it up, or maybe you don't mind bringing it up, but I would love to hear, like, what are some movies that you guys haven't seen that, probably people would be like, really? You haven't seen it? Like, Die Hard, like, again, Fifth Element, I'm not shocked that you haven't seen that. Kathleen, you are young, and that's not a bad thing. Trust me, my eyes are going. My ears are going. Everything's going. But you are younger, So you might have missed the train on like something like a Fifth Element. I can see like because it wasn't a huge hit or anything. It wasn't like groundbreaking for any time. Like it was just, I think it became like more of a cult classic, and then just kind of became a staple afterwards. Almost like a Starship Troopers, in my opinion. But Die Hard is a movie that everybody's talking about, so I am a little surprised about that. Mission accepted. So she's in. So you watching, you let me know. So there you go. Paul says, never seen a single Fast and Furious. See, that doesn't surprise me. I think it is surprising to a lot of people, maybe younger than I am, because they are so crazy, and they've been around for so long, and they're kind of influential in a pop culture movie set or stance now, because they make so much money. It's probably the biggest franchise right now, next to Marvel. And that's saying something, considering they have a DC franchise going on. And still Fast and Furious is probably the second biggest franchise going on right now. So it's interesting, to say the least. But it does not surprise me if people haven't seen them. I would like to know what you think if you do see them. Now, it's crazy because it's one of those franchises, like when you go back and you rewatch something like, I don't know, Iron Man, which set off this whole MCU world. You go back and you're like, okay, he talks about MySpace in it. There's some things that are in there, but it's like you can suspend disbelief and say this took place in 2008, and it evolved naturally through every movie as it went, and it was interesting. Fast and Furious doesn't evolve so much because it goes from, okay, these street racers are stealing DVD players, and TV sets off the back of trucks. That's where it starts. And then the second one is like a demolition derby gone wrong type of movie. And then the third movie is like Tokyo Drift, which was just like the setting for that time. And then it kind of, to me, and then it like the fourth one is like a thriller type hunt them down chase situation. But more geared towards what the direction they were going to. And then after a while, they became superheroes. Like, it was just like, this is insane. So watching those movies, I could see you going back to the beginning. I say muscle through, get to the fifth one. And when I say muscle through, it's like, I can watch them and be like, all right, this is what 2001 was like. I remember, I was there. I remember when that movie opened. That movie opened, and there were so many goddamn Honda Civics in the freaking parking lot, you couldn't do anything. It was packed. There were people with street racing cars lined up, not buying tickets, cars lined up. They couldn't get in to the parking lot to go see this movie. It just was what it was. And that was the first one. I didn't see the first one in theaters because that whole opening weekend was packed. It was just like you couldn't get in. And it was a phenomenon. I waited till it came out on DVD. And then saw it, So for me, like, but I can go back and be like, that was 2001. That's what people did. So people did when I was in high school, 99, 2000. Like, they would race their cars. Like, I knew a bunch of people who souped up their cars and raced them in high school. So that was like the culture. So when I go back, it's more of a nostalgia thing for me. And then the second one, I like Dukes of Hazzard. So, like, Dukes of Hazzard was a fun show for me. A-Team was a fun show for me. Those types of shows. And that is what that movie was modeled after. Those old school shows. And I liked it. That's why I appreciated the second one for what it was. Third one, I don't think I watched until after I watched the fourth and the fifth one. And when they reintroduced Han, I was like, all right, I got to go back and watch the third one because I don't care. I think I watched like the first 10 minutes at a friend's house one time, and I was like, is that the kid from Home Improvement? I'm out. I'm done. I don't want to watch this anymore. But I did wind up going back, and I love Han, and I'm glad he's back. Justice for Han. So, but I just enjoyed the wild ride afterwards. Once The Rock was introduced, I was like, this is bonkers, and I'm in. Just like everything The Rock is in, it's bonkers, and I'm in. Everybody I think gets hung up on The Rock, and it's like, well, I don't like him or this or that. He's not a good actor. I'm like, he's The Rock. He's exactly who he's supposed to be in all of these movies. And he does fun jobs in them. I don't know. People just complain too much, I think. All right. Jersey 3 says, Fast and Furious is a particular taste. Our family are big fans since the movie one and very critical of them. You cannot be critical of the Fast and the Furious movies. You cannot. I'm sorry. It cannot happen. If you are critical of the Fast and Furious movies, then you've gone too far. You've gone to, might I say, ludicrous levels of watching those movies. Those movies are not for you to get critical about and be like, well, I don't believe that The Rock could direct a torpedo on ice to hit a mountain with his bare hands while driving a car with the other hand. But he did it in such a fashion that the light shined on him in the right way. See, that's all. Like, you cannot be critical of the Fast and Furious movies. Knock it off. Knock it off, sir. You just have to go along for the ride. Like the great Hunter S. Thompson once said, just buy the ticket and take the ride. Of course, he was talking about drugs. I'm not advocating for that. I'm just saying when it comes to Fast and Furious, you just got to buy the ticket, take the ride, and get going. Anybody who's listening out there, this is the Scene Snobs Thanksgiving special. We're here for 4 hours, live streaming this for anybody who may not have much going on. Please join in the comments. I'm asking you guys questions. You guys ask me some questions. We're going to have a great conversation. That's what this night is about. Anybody who doesn't have anything going on, maybe just a little bummed, maybe a little bit down. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're just having a great time. And you're just hanging out. And you're like, hey, check this out. Thank you for joining. Just jump in with us. And stay for as long as you want. Or stay for as little as you want. I do appreciate if you hit that like button, though, if you're watching on YouTube. It really helps us with the algorithm. So let's go to the next one. Okay, Kathleen Wass. I was born in 1992, but my brothers were born in 80 and 82. My sister was in 88, but she didn't get me in as much trouble as them. That's fair. So there were a lot of things I shouldn't, quotes, have watched that I saw anyway. I don't doubt that, especially with older siblings. I get that. But shame on them for not showing you Die Hard. I don't judge those who don't like them or haven't seen them. I'm not saying that you should or should not judge people who haven't seen them. You judge whoever you want as a person. I'm saying you cannot judge those movies. That's like kicking somebody who may not be all there. Like maybe they're sick or something, or something's got them down or something like that, and you just start kicking them. Like, come on, they are what they are. Leave it alone. Let's see. I haven't seen Fast and Furious either. Kathleen, these are like the quintessential science fiction movies, and they're funny. Get in on this. George 3, I agree. The Rock ruined G.I. Joe 2. No, he did not. First of all, I never said The Rock ruined anything. I said The Rock is The Rock, and when he comes in, that's how it is. He did not ruin the G.I. Joe series. First of all, if you think that the G.I. Joe movie, the second one, Retaliation, was worse than the first, especially because of The Rock, you are insane. There's one good G.I. Joe movie, and it's animated. So I'm going to tell you right now, don't compare to it. I will watch Retaliation any day of the week over that god-awful first one. Ugh, that was terrible. But I didn't like how they brought Duke back. They shouldn't have killed him, though. That's my biggest qualm. But he didn't want to do it anymore, so. Fast Furious movies require the same suspension of disbelief as Star Wars and Iron Sky. Some things don't make sense, but they are fun anyway. That's what I'm right there with you, buddy. That's key. I did watch Grumpy Old Men this morning to officially kick off Thanksgiving before the parade. So just anybody who doesn't know, on the Scene Snobs on our YouTube channel, we have a show called Real Combat. REEL. Real Combat is a show for movie lovers. Two movie lovers come on, each with their own movie in mind, and they go head-to-head in a debate-style setting to convince me why I should watch their movie. Right now, anyone you watch is in 3 rounds, but we are changing the format soon. It will soon be 4 rounds, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm adding some new elements to it. So going forward, it's going to be really cool. We do have an episode tomorrow with Brendan Patrizio and Morgan Bradley, the director and the star of the new movie Devil's Triangle. It's also starring Fred Williamson. That's coming out tomorrow, so make sure you go check it out. And I have an exclusive interview with Brendan Patrizio as well. So they will both be airing tomorrow on the Scene Snobs YouTube channel. Check it out. But we did the Thanksgiving edition with Mr. Michael Colby from Jack Billings Presents Haunted Apartment Complex podcast and my buddy George G3 from Dueling Aces. They came on and they argued Beetlejuice, Thanksgiving edition, Beetlejuice versus Grumpy Old Men. I'm not going to tell you the winner is. Go watch Real Combat. But Grumpy Old Men, I understand this. George G3, that was his movie. So it was a good choice. And it was on the mixed picks this week. My mixed picks, courtesy of George G3, and thank you to him. I realized that is a hidden gem that I don't think enough people watch anymore. So go check out Grumpy Old Men if you haven't. Kathleen Wass said, they introduced me to Jay and Silent Bob, Animal House, Dogma, but not action movies. Not Speed. Have you seen Speed? If you haven't seen Speed, I worry for you. Paul Dunn says, that's exciting about the new Real Combat. Thank you, man. I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be 4 rounds. We're going to time the arguments in each round. There's some new elements I'm adding to it. Because everything is recorded now, I'm going to add some editing and some graphics and other things in there. So it's going to be a good time. You can see some of those things incorporated now in the George G3 Michael Colby Thanksgiving episode and tomorrow's episode as well. Love the Real Combat show. I'm excited for the next one. Thank you. Appreciate that. We have some really good lineups for December as well. Paul Dunn, since you like Grumpy Old Men, did you enjoy Waking Ned Divine? Never seen it. I have not seen Waking Ned Divine. I will check it out, though. I have heard good things. I do need to take a drink. I am by myself here. Deer Park. It's not just for deer. Deer Park, come on. Give us a sponsorship. This is all I drink, too. So Deer Park, all I drink are gallons of juice. I have like 15 gallons in my garage that I pull in and put in the fridge as we go. And those last me 2 weeks. I drink about a gallon of water a day. It's healthy for you. It takes care of you. And I say everybody should do it. Being Ned Divine, not Waking. No, it is Waking Ned Divine, isn't it? I thought it wasn't Waking Ned Divine. So, excuse me. You might want to start worrying now. I haven't seen Speed. Oh, my God, Kathleen, you've got to see Speed. Well, first off, Die Hard is a must. As a movie fan, you should watch Die Hard. I will tell you the 2 movies that we've mentioned tonight that you said you haven't seen that I think you should make a priority to watch before the end of the year is Die Hard and Speed. I would say out of everything we've talked about, Die Hard and Speed is where it's at. Definitely watch them. George G3. That's as big as my circus glass that has gingerbread Mountain Dew and gingerbread Captain Morgan rum today during the Lions Bears. I mean, of course, you need a lot of rum for the Lions Bears game. So I get that, but come on, man. Don't die on me. Don't you die on me. Kathleen Watts, if I drank that much water, I would never get anything done. You got to do it throughout the day. I carry my water bottle around, and you got to do the things with the water bottle. I'm telling you, if anybody is feeling unhealthy in any way, I'm not going to give you tips on like how to get healthy. I'm a big guy. I know that. But if you were feeling unhealthy, when I fell backwards from drinking a gallon of water a day, I got a lot worse, health-wise. And it hit, and I actually gained more weight. So I kicked it in gear, and I've been losing some more weight the past couple of months just by drinking a gallon of water a day. It makes you feel better. Your joints are always feeling really good. Like, water is legit, and you should drink good water. Do not drink purified water. If you have something that has filtered or whatever, it's fine. It's still water. It's still going to take care of you. I'm a big advocate for spring water. Don't drink that purified crap. Drink spring water. It will, and if you can drink a gallon a day, it'll change your life. But if you can't make a gallon, try and get as close as you can a day to it. GRG3 says Die Hard is being streamed on Peacock service too. I might have to sit down and watch Die Hard and Die Hard 2 during the Christmas season. I like both those movies during the Christmas season. I did get word from Casey. He should be jumping on shortly. So you should have a lot more fun with this one. We do have a lot of really fun topics planned. And we're going to go through them. We're going to have a really good time. I wanted to save a lot of them. So like this first hour has just been talking. And I appreciate you guys for jumping in, having a good time, sharing in the conversation. It's a lot of fun. But for the next 3 hours, it's going to be fun conversation once Casey jumps on. And you guys are all invited to join in as well. That's what this is about. Usually our normal episode, it would just kind of be us and we'll come down to the comments whenever we can, because there's a podcast and we got to keep up with things. But I'm telling you, our Thanksgiving episode is about everybody connected and everybody feeling like they have a place and a voice to jump in and feel like they're hanging out. So please feel free to comment along as you go. After kidney stones, you would think I would be better about drinking water. Another number one reason. When I got that staghorn kidney stone in my kidney and it grew too big, they said, you got to drink water. You have to drink. And at the time when it was growing, I wasn't drinking a gallon of water a day, or I was inconsistent with it. And then like the last year or so, I was drinking like a gallon of water every day. And it flushes your system out and it makes you feel a lot better. And after my surgery, it was even more important. So yeah, with kidney stones, definitely get on the water train. It will make you feel so much better. It's because we love you, Mick. We love you guys too. I love you guys too. I mean, we all do. I'm speaking for Casey too, but he's not here yet. We are trying to help you get through this hour, brother. We got your back. I appreciate it. But no, come on. Join in, talk. Tell me. And listen, if I have to talk, I'll talk. I'll figure it out. I'll tell stories. I'll do whatever I have to. But I like talking to people. I like hearing from people. I like knowing what you guys think. I like your opinions. So it's a lot of fun for me to read these off. I'll be here the whole time. I got work at 4 a.m. and not going to bed. If y'all keep doing this special will be my new Thanksgiving tradition. God willing that we are popular enough and successful enough at what we do to continue this tradition. So 3 years strong so far. It's our third year doing this, and every year we seem to get a pretty good response with it. So I appreciate you guys again joining in. John Wass says, my stepdad and I would rent Goonies and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome on Thanksgiving. It was an annual tradition. I don't know if Kathleen has seen either one of those. John, if that is a tradition you guys did, that is a tradition you guys need to continue. You have to take it upon yourself, sir, to do that. You have to go and you don't have to rent them. You can buy them, though, or stream them wherever you have them, and make sure that those are watched. Your daughter will appreciate it because that will be a tradition that she will eventually pass on, and Kathleen will be on board because she loves you, and that's what it's all about, is sticking to those wonderful traditions that make each other happy. I know there are a bunch of movies that people can't believe I haven't seen. Well, rattle some off on air. Goonies, yes, I love that movie. Let me tell you something about Goonies, and I wish Casey was here for it because he can back me up. I've been saying this for years. That town in Goonies is the worst town in America. It was a danger pit all the way through. That town, I think, was probably used by the government as a form of torture, and those people there were probably individuals that were trapped there, a la, I don't know, the movie Fortress, or No Limits, or some other island jail movie, because that place was just pure and simply horrifying. And I don't know why any one of those adults wanted to stay there. So they should have wanted to move because that was a death pit. But it was a great movie. I do love Goonies. But as a parent and as a child who grew up at that time, man, that town would have killed me. And I grew up in the ghetto of Jersey City in the 80s. That place was a cesspool. And I mean, you have a good chance of getting killed in the city I grew up in during the time I grew up in. And I still fear the Goonies more. Let's see. I think we have 2 copies of Goonies. Nice. Mad Max, no. Matrix, Inception, Underworld. See, I wasn't a huge fan of the Matrix. I don't know how I feel. I'm going to see the new one because I have to review it, but I like the first Matrix, but I don't love it. It's not one that I have to watch. I don't think I've even watched it in 15 years. The second one is dog crap. I hate the second one. And the third one was even worse. The fourth one, I'll check it out. I'm just not a big fan of the Wachowskis and their storytelling. They're not visually, they're brilliant. They're brilliant visual storytellers all the way through. And their stories aren't bad. It's not like it's a writing thing. It's just not something I'm into, if that makes sense. It's just not the topics and the subjects of it, of the story itself, not the themes. The themes I get and everything else, but and I support that. But the story itself is just not for me. Any of them, like Jupiter Ascending, Cloud Atlas, Speed Racer, so many of them. But I am anxious to see what goes on with the Matrix 4. I'm hoping I'm going to lean more towards that one, like it's the first one. But we'll see. I don't know. Inception, I love anything Christopher Nolan. Again, but that's the funny thing. I love his stories. He's an amazing filmmaker. Visually and sound effects. Sound effects, he blows it out of the water. A lot of people don't know that, but I love his movies in that sense. But his themes, I'm always kind of I just don't really care. Whereas with the Wachowskis, I like their themes, but I'm not a big fan of the story. It's kind of funny. It's kind of fell that way. Underworld, take or leave. I don't really care. I love Kate Beckinsale. She's beautiful and a fantastic actress. But yeah, I take or leave Underworld. Kathleen, I'm trying to think of them, but totally coming up blank. I've seen almost every musical known to man, though. Have you seen the worst one ever made? And by that, The Sound of Music, because it is the worst movie ever made. Paul Button says, what genre of movies do you find yourself watching more between now and Christmas? Do you have must-watch favorites? Sam and I have to watch the first 2 Home Alone movies, Krampus, Muppet Christmas Carol, A Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a great question. Okay. So my Christmas movies are my genre of choice. Now, the subgenres of the Christmas movie, there are some horror that I really enjoy. I do love Krampus. The French film, I can't think of the name of it at the moment. The French film with the little boy where the killer Santa's coming after him is really good. I'll have to find out. It's basically Home Alone meets the first episode of Tales from the Crypt. It's really good. Or second episode of Tales from the Crypt. My apologies. And then Elf. I have to watch Elf every year. I love Elf. It's a Wonderful Life is a staple. I've watched it every year on Christmas, and I will watch it every year on Christmas. It is an important film to me, one that makes me feel something, and it is an important movie about friendship, in my opinion, and caring and support. And it is a suicide prevention film, and I do advocate for it for people to watch it. And to realize, because if you really think about the theme of that movie, this man got to a point in his life where he was so down and so out that he was shown, fortunately for him, he was shown to so many people who never felt this way before when they've, ultimately taken their lives. And it's so sad that people don't realize just how important they truly are. And everyone is important. To quote the doctor, in my 1,500 years of life, I've never met somebody who isn't important. And I find that true about so many. But yeah, those are some of the movies I got to watch for sure. I like White Christmas too. I like. There's so many more. I like Last Christmas. That was a good one. That was one I really enjoyed. I don't. Let me think on that. I'll marinate on that a little bit. But those are some of the ones that I really enjoyed. Sucker Punch. All of the X-Men movies except Wolverine. You're killing me. You haven't seen Logan? Oh my God, you got to sit down. And I would start from X-Men 1 and just go through. I hate Brett Ratner, so whatever. Like, I can't watch a Brett Ratner film anymore. But, watch Last Stand or whatever if you've never seen it. And just kind of muscle through. But Logan is worth it, for sure. John's trying to kick me out of the room now. Don't kick her out. Stop. The Sounds of Music is brutal. It's so long, but I love the music. God, I hate that movie. I hate that movie with the fiery power of 7 billion suns. Like, I hate that movie so much. It's so stupid. Get out of here and go watch the movies, Kathleen. No, let her watch the scene. No, come on. I need the viewers. No, and I need the conversation for sure. You guys are keeping me going. But no, I think we need to, with that, when it comes to like not watched movies and stuff like that, like sit back, make a list for yourself, Kevin, of movies that people have told you should see. Again, because it's Christmas time, I say put Die Hard at the top of that list. Speed is a close one. But really sit down and watch some of these movies. Inception would be a great movie for you to watch, especially, again, being a host of a science fiction podcast. It's an important one. George 3 says, Music Man is a good musical. I never had any interest in musicals until I won tickets to see a theater presentation of it. And I also witnessed the movie, and I liked it. If you don't watch The Simpsons, you should watch the Monorail episode. It is a send up to the Music Man, and it is brilliant. It was written by Conan O'Brien. Kathleen Wass, I've been to more stage productions, operas, symphonies than I can count. I'm realizing how weird my life is. That is not weird. I started out in a theater. Theater is a world to me. So I was watching Tick, Tick, Boom last week, and my review is up for everybody if you want to go check it out. But Tick, Tick, Boom is about Jonathan Larson, who wrote Tick, Tick, Boom, which was a play loosely based on his life being a playwright. It's very good. I don't know. I think there's video of him doing it, but the book is out there too, and you should read it. But he wrote, in my opinion, probably the greatest Broadway play of all time, Rent, and the longest running for the longest time. Rent is a brilliant movie. Actually, I think it is a brilliant movie, but it's a brilliant play, and I've been fortunate enough to see it on Broadway and off Broadway many times, and I am very happy that I got to, because I will watch it over and over again. I love the music. But I started out in theater. So I started out in high school doing plays as an actor. I really wanted to be a filmmaker. And it was very important to me. And we would run around with the camera. Everybody who knows my best friend Lenny, who just passed away, he and I would run around with cameras because we both wanted to be filmmakers. And I thought to myself, how am I going to get into being a screenwriter and a director? I don't know. I'm from Central Jersey at this point in high school, and I'm running around with the camera. How do you get noticed? Like, we didn't have all this, So for me, he and I would do that, and I was like, I'm going to be an actor. I was like, I don't want to act. I have no ambition to act. At the time, I was kind of good-looking kid, I guess. But I was like, I'm just going to become an actor, and that will be my way in. So I did some stage plays in high school. And then when we got out, I started doing it for a community college and working on plays there. And I started doing it for other community playhouses around, and I started doing other stuff in New York and things like that. So it built up. But long story short, theater is a huge effect on my life. Working in theater has such an amazing effect and profound effect on me. The other day watching Tick, Tick, Boom, and there's a party scene there. I'm telling my wife, I'm like, this is what theater parties were like. Just everybody off, like, kind of just talking. Sometimes shit, sometimes whatever. Sometimes just singing. Sometimes we would just sing our favorite show tunes. And that's what it was. And we'd be drunk doing it. So, and then we would leave, and then we would go to, like, a diner or something. It's just how it was. It was beautiful. And I was texting my good buddy Scott, who's actually been on the show a few times in the past, and he ran the theater when we started it, and he was part of this backstage players group that I was part of. he ran it. He was president for a long time. And, he did, he and I were just texting back and forth. He was like telling me, he's like, I haven't watched it yet, but like, he's familiar with a lot of things. And like, we were just reminiscing kind of about the old days a little bit. And it was really nice. And I miss those days. Let me move on though before I start crying. And I'm not really going to cry. I'm just kidding. But Kathleen says, I've been more. Oh, I've read that one. John says, I need to see a version of Music Man that wasn't, in my opinion, a subpar made-for-TV movie to poorly judge it. I can't stand the Matthew Broderick version. Don't watch that one. Go back and watch the original. Watch the Monorail Simpsons episode. Or if you can see it in a stage play. If it's a really well-done stage play, it's really well told. That's because you don't like Matthew Broderick except in The Producers. He was very good in The Producers. And this is a funny story too. I got to see that on Broadway with Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick. And I don't think it was Uma Thurman at the time. Might have been. I don't remember. I think Uma Thurman might have just been the movie. I'm drawing a blank for some reason. I don't know why. It's so well done, and I love the movie because I'm a big Mel Brooks fan. But I went back and I rewatched it. I watched it in the movie. And we went as a group. The Backstage Players group went. And it was like this whole thing we were doing. And who came with us but Judge Marilyn from the People's Court? Yeah, she was there. It was a lot of fun. She had my playbill. I still have it somewhere. Are there any movies you put on the back burner and haven't watched that you regret not giving a second chance sooner? I don't know that Are there any movies? There may be movies that I might have missed that might have just passed me by. It's a very, I don't want to say it's a short list because there are so many movies I haven't seen. Like Bollywood alone has movies, and don't never sleep on Bollywood movies. By the way, Bollywood movies, if done right, can be truly amazing, and beautiful. But there's plenty of those I haven't seen. So movies in a whole, I'll bring it back to U.S. movies that are more mainstream because there's plenty of indie movies I haven't seen. And I wouldn't call it a back burner thing. I wouldn't call it something where I'm just like, all right, I don't feel like checking this out. There are some things that like I've seen that I've put to the back and I'm like, I'll never watch this again. One of them is Hobo with a Shotgun. It just did not resonate with me. I did not like it. I didn't like the violence in it. And it's not that I'm against violence. I didn't like that violence, that portrayal of violence. And it's not unlike something like a Road Warrior or something, similar to that fashion that I do really like. But yeah, that was one that I just really could not get into. Kathleen says, Rent is amazing. That was my introduction to Idina Menzel, or as John Travolta puts it, Adele Mastroianni, or whatever he said, because he's an idiot. John Wash, you're still a good-looking guy, Mick. I do my best. And I'm going to roll through these real quick. I convinced my parents to let me be in one musical in high school. It was a Spoon and Beauty and the Beast. That is amazing, and I would love pictures. Please give me pictures. George G3 says, what one movie is your go-to for a rainy day? And with that, I'm going to bring in my very special guest. Just kidding, he's not a guest, he's a partner. Check out part 2 now of our Thanksgiving special on our YouTube channel or all podcast platforms. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Mick Manhattan, the Scene Snob, and you can check out the Scene Snobs podcast live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, or you can check it out on any podcast platform or our YouTube channel anytime after that. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. If you guys want to join, check us out over on thescenesnobs.com. We have links for everything. The Scene Snobs merch store is open. You can check that out too. Links again on the site. Or like, follow, and subscribe on all of our social media. Again, head over to thescenesnobs.com. It's all there for you guys. Love you, and we'll talk to you guys soon.